How are you? Just gonna come out here this rising and water the garden. I think I'm gonna plant a few plants this rising too. But first I'm gonna water some of the garden beds out here. Saturday, there was a small fire out front and I panicked. I was leaving to go and get some cucumber and tomatoes. So I was ready to make a salad. And man, I hit the corner and it was this small fire. Now is really not the time to be filming, but there's a small fire up in the front of the property that could potentially right there. It's just like it's several hundred feet up front. So I drove the truck back here, and I get back up front. I poured a gallon on the fire, and the fire just was sucked it up and just laughed at me. It was like, nah, this ain't enough. So I come back here. I grab a couple of the buckets that we use for watering our fruit trees. And I had to go down to the creek to get the water because there's a creek that's all the way up the whole property. And there's really no leverage down there. So you really are probably going to have to put your feet in the water to get the water. Well, luckily there was some leverage down there, so I was able to use that leverage, but the buckets aren't so sturdy anymore because we've been utilizing them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to water our fruit trees. Oh my, we got these peppers coming in up here. I took some seeds from a pepper, a yellow pepper that I used. I didn't put that video out yet, but I made a salad a week and a half ago and I made a video about it. I haven't edited that video yet, but I used the yellow pepper for my dressing or mixed it with my dressing. And I took the seeds out of that pepper and planted them here, and most of them are sprouting. I can't show them, of course, because you guys are back there and I'm up here, but they've all sprouted. Just like over here, we took tomatoes out of a cherry tomato that we was growing and spread them out here on the bed, and they've all started to grow. This is sage. This is parsley, I believe. No, this is parsley. I think this is either rosemary or lavender. I planted all this stuff. It's just some of the seeds weren't germinating, some of them were. Some of the trays, I can't remember what I put in what. So it's difficult to know. How's my mic doing? Can you hear my mic out there? Are you able to hear my mic while I'm far away from the computer? Let me know in the chat, please. But so I'm grabbing the water out of the creek, right? And I'm realizing that, man, this isn't fast enough and I'm getting tired. Having to run all the way back up front here, even though the creek is up front, you still got to run. And honestly, my stamina and endurance just wasn't there. So I got about 4 or 5 hoses and they lead to the front, but they don't go all the way out front to the main road because that's where the actual fire was started. The fire was started out at the main road, which is government land. But as soon as you cross those utility poles, that becomes my land. So if the fire had continued on, it would have eventually crossed into the land, and that would have been a headache for me. So I tried to prevent it before I even got here. And I didn't have enough hose, so I had to run to the hardware store to go get a couple more hoses. Get to the hardware store, they're closed. So then I had to go to the next best store, and luckily they had some hoses. So I grabbed 4 50-feet hoses, got back here to the house. The hoses still wouldn't fit. They still wouldn't reach. So essentially I had to go back to the store and get 4 more hoses because they was only 50 feet long a piece. And the first time I got back, I realized, oh, the fire's not moving so quickly, so I'm not necessarily going to have to panic. So when I went back and got the last 4 hoses, by the time I got back, it was still going, it was still smoking, but it wasn't going as quickly as I thought it was and as quickly as it could have been. And it was my first time seeing a fire like that right in front of me. I've seen them along the roads, and when I was going to the store to get the hoses, there was a couple more fires. So it wasn't like this was an isolated incident. But I really panicked and I couldn't believe it. What we got over here, we got some kale, we have some chard, we have some parsley, some more sage. I believe there's some regular lettuce. I didn't spray that last night with some garlic. So you could see this actual worm or something on it. Turn it up. There's a worm on this piece of lettuce over here. So I like to come out here and do this in the rising and hit it with the water before the sun really gets to scorching. And then I'll do it at night as well, but sometimes I won't water it at all. But it's so hot here, and that's why that fire started. It's so hot here, very warm. It's been 90s in the last couple weeks, during the day. At night, it's probably getting down to like 73, 75. And I don't sleep with the AC on at night. I like to hear nature for the most part. And I like to hear if there's anything going on that I should be aware of, if the dogs are sensing it. But the fan sometimes I do use, although it's messed up right now. So I'll probably got to go get another one, especially for the nights like this. I don't mind using the AC, but it's always good to be able to hear what's going on in nature, especially back here where you're not really up on nobody and nobody can hear what's going on back here. But yes, this is our kale. It's actually doing really good. And the bugs, they're very relentless. So what I have to do, which is what I just did, is I just boiled some garlic, cloves, brought it to a boil, let it cool off, put it in another container, and then put it in a spray bottle and spray all of it. This is the butter leaf lettuce right here. More sage. I think that's the lemon. I don't want to say lemongrass. I don't remember exactly which. I had so many seeds and planted so much. Some stuff didn't make it, some stuff did, you know. But anyhow, this is essentially what we got going on this rising. Just cleaning this out right now and then spray it down a little later. And then I'm gonna actually plant. I think I do want to plant. I want to do some planting this rising. So what we're gonna do is, the bugs are relentless out here, so you got to keep your thingy on just to make sure that they don't terrorize your face. I do put this natural type of bug repellent on, so I don't have to worry about that craziness. But for the most part, you take this thing off your head. You don't put no off on, which I don't use off. Like I said, we got this natural type of repellent that we use, which I think is really good. I hope. It says the ingredients on there are all natural, a lot of citronella, lemongrass, stuff like that. But with the fire, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It did go out. I did use some water. I helped put it out too. But for the most part, it was already dying down and dead. I didn't necessarily have to worry about it as much as I thought I was. But it's okay. I'm gonna turn this on. The water, we had a new avocado plant that we planted a few days ago. Shovel here, grab this. This is for our plant. Dig our holes. I'm gonna put a hole over here for the sage. I'm gonna shovel some dirt out today. I like to use some of the soil that our top we got, so we can use that for when we plant our plant into the new hole. Because some of the soil here is clayish, some of it is sandy, and then some of it is just rich, really rich. I'm gonna grab the hose right now. So this is our soil that we have. So use that, put some of that in the wheelbarrow, and then of course I'm gonna grab the hose so we can hit the seedlings and everything. Planted some zucchini last week, acorn squash, butternut squash, watermelon, cantaloupe, cilantro, arugula, tomatoes, cucumber, some more lettuce. Got a lot of herbs down here. So these are the seedlings that we started. This is the arugula. I got a video coming up with that as well. We have the cilantro. Cilantro took a lot longer to sprout and germinate, but we got it. We're gonna start taking these out this week. This right here, either today or tomorrow. These are the squashes and the zucchinis and the melons. They all have the same type features. And then some of them just didn't sprout at all. I don't know which ones they were. I think the tomatoes actually sprouted. We're gonna keep watering. We did put some okra back there with some more tomatoes. That's my salad material: lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, things like that. A couple peppers for my dressing. I use my dressing. I make my dressings here at home. Some tomatoes here. These are okra that we planted last week, and they're actually sprouting already, as you can see, or you can't see, but they're coming through. I'll have to do another close-up and do a short video. But these are all things that we just planted last week. This right here, all of these. It's about a week and a half now. And we have some mint. This is the mint right here. Probably got a little bit too much sun. Need to replant these, actually put them in the ground, in the soil. And then we have a lot of just different herbs back here. This is the thyme, some more oregano, lemon or Lipia alba, bush tea, some lemon balm, lavender, which I need to replant, citronella, and a lot of sage. I think I'm gonna plant 2 of the sages this rising. And forgive me for the service. Of course, we do have the Starlink out here, but sometimes that gets a little choppy because I refuse to cut down a lot of the trees because we don't like to get rid of the life force of the trees. That's what provides us our oxygen, no? So for that, I try to refrain from cutting them. But as you can see over here, planted put a new avocado tree right here, and around it, surrounding it, we put some lavender, some sage, some lemon balm, some citronella, and some thyme. So I'm gonna give it a nice little gentle shower this morning because it's gonna be another hot, scorching day. And then behind us, of course, is just a lot of mangoes that are bearing fruit and will probably be ready to be picked in the next couple months. This is our avocado. Probably gonna have to start spraying that with some garlic as well, because it seems like they like to eat the leaves off of that. They like to eat the leaves off of a lot of things. They haven't messed so much with the sage and the lavender and stuff like that, but the sun is really brutal on the lavender. And I thought that when you read about the lavender, it likes that, but I guess I was wrong. So I try to keep it watered. And that was the first citronella that we planted right here. We have so far to go. We just scratching the surface here. So many different plans and ideas, so limited manpower, but we're doing it slowly but surely. We're getting it done slow. This isn't an overnight process. This isn't something that we're looking to get done in the next year. We've already estimated or guesstimated this will be a 4 to 5 year process of getting this land up into a space to actually be operating on its pretty much with little contact from me. I'll be here, of course, but when everything is working in harmony with each other, and you have a lot of tall trees in the rainy season, and a lot of the tall trees are providing a lot of keeping the moisture into the ground, because right now a lot of sun is hitting the bare ground and it's drying out, and it's not where we want it, but it'll get there. And over here is the thyme. These are really hardy plants too. They don't really need a lot to keep it going. There's a papaya tree growing over there that I didn't even plant. We didn't plant this papaya tree, it just grew. I don't know how. I don't know where it grew from, because I don't eat over here. I barely spend much time over here. I doubt the dogs carried a papaya seed, or maybe it was a bird, I don't know. But essentially, there's a papaya tree over here that has started to grow, and it actually has a lot of legs under it. It's a lot going on over there. We water that